Michael from Killarney here. Today we're going to replace an irrigation control box. This existing box is a rain dial, but unfortunately my supplier doesn't have any of these, so I'm going to need to switch it to a Hunter 6-station controller. No big deal with the changeover, but it is always a little easier if you can replace it with exactly the same one, because all the screw holes will just automatically fit. But in this case, we'll just have to adapt. So first thing we're going to do, we'll just unplug it so we don't accidentally get a bit of a bolt. These are all our wires that are currently running to the control box. Now look, to save on hassle, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a photo of the way the wiring is, so then when I put the new control box on here, I can get all the wires in the right spot. I don't have to mess around, guess. Take a couple photos on your phone. If you don't have a phone for whatever reason, then you just have to write the colors down. Number 1, purple and red. Number 2, black. Number 3 is blue and orange. 4, brown and pink, and so on. And you make a little note on a piece of paper, because you have to go back. Otherwise, if you mix all these colors up, then all the box will be jumbled now. So we just want to come for a simple replacement of the controller. We don't have to rewire the box as well. So if we replace all these wires in exactly the same order where they're supposed to go, the new control box will just automatically be set up to work for us. And that's it for the rain dial controller. So we'll open this up, see how the mounting is meant to go. A couple screw holes here, and the keyhole screw here. Before we get too far ahead, we'll see if there's a little template inside the packaging. Fortunately there's not, no big deal. So we'll hang this on the hook. No worries, we've just got to drill 2 new holes in the wall. What we'll do, you see those 2 holes there, that's where it's going to go. We'll get our pencil, and we'll just mark that. Groovy. Slide that off. We've got our 2 marks here. I just like marking those with an X whilst it's fresh, so I don't lose those marks, because sometimes they can be really tiny. And when I first pull it off, I remember really easily where they are, but sometimes later after you've got dust everywhere, it's hard to see one of them. So then we'll drill our holes. We're going to use a 5.5mm drill bit and the red plugs. Again. So here, there's a little plug here that we need to take out. That's where the wires come up into this box. Just wiggle that out. Before we get too carried away, we'll just check the cable, check the height. We might have to trim it a little bit. We just need to trim the length of this pipe a smidgen. So I'll mark that. Then go get my cutter and cut it. Right, too easy. And that's where changing the brand of your controller just adds an extra bit more messing around. You've got to change the wiring and the location of the screw mounting holes. But in the end, not much we can do about that. So we'll mount this box now, put these screws on, do our red plugs, that secures it on the wall. Good. So here I'm reviewing my photo to see where the wires go. This particular controller is set up with a master solenoid that turns on a pump. So that's not very normal, but in this case that's a yellow wire, and that's going to go on the P logo. The common, which is the black wire, that goes on the C. So there's one extra wire off of what you'd normally see on a domestic connection. So we'll start with those two, and then continue down the list. Use your screwdriver here, don't use a screw gun, you'll damage these sensitive connections. Now you see these wires? They're already nice and neat, so we don't need to change them. If for some reason they're a bit daggy, what we're going to want to do, you've got your wire like that, we've got our wire like that, we want to tidy this up, give it a bit of a twist, so it's all nice and twisted. Then fold that in half, because the way these clamps work, you need to have your wire folded in half so it gets better connection underneath this plate. So we fold it in half like that, and then just stick it between the plate and the body of the screw. If you're having trouble seeing where it's going, just get in there and look real close and you'll see there's a plate, two plates. This screw is squishing two plates together. So we need to just screw those plates together. Too easy. Want these nice and firm, but not too tight, because the wire will squish out. So that's the pump and the common completed. Number one is red and purple. So we'll find them. Get those together. Got the fire station somewhere. Yeah. Red and purple. And confirm. Alright, this model has a battery backup built in. So all we need to do is pull out this little plastic tag, which is blocking the battery from getting discharged whilst this unit sits in the box in the factory. So there's a little yellow arrow on it. We just pull that out, and then now the battery is going to charge when the power's on, and it will keep the memory if the power goes out. Alright, let's get back to wiring. Recording? Yep. So we've connected station 1, that's red and pink. Now we're going to do green on number 2. Green on number 2. Blue and orange on number 3. Now I got two wires like this. I'll put one on each side of the screw. That way hopefully the screw pulls down nice and evenly. Blue and orange on 3, brown and pink on 4. Red and purple on 1 of this. No worries, and it's as simple as that to switch a wire around. Number 4 is brown and pink. And lucky last, number 5, baby blue. All these other wires, so we've got a grey and I don't know what colour that is, salmon, spare. We'll just leave these here, they're good for backups in case maybe a rat chews through the wire. There's even a white spare. Alright, we'll tuck all these wires inside the box, so the door will close nice and tidily. Just tuck those up under there, don't pull too hard on the wires, we just want to gently tuck everything away. So that's all there. Before I put the cover on, I'm going to do 2 things. First, I'm going to test everything, but I'm just going to double check before we move on to the next step that I have got the colours right. Comparing it to my photo. We're going to put this on a manual start. So here's manual on this Hunter Pro. All you got to do to put on manual is you press manual, press plus, and then when you put it on run, the manual station will come on. Now I can see that that's working fine. I'm going to put the covers on and we're done. Alright, and now we've completed the installation of a new Hunter Pro controller. If you like my video, give it a share, give it a like. Thank you for watching.